It's ecstasy. Say, yes. So now you're training her into immorality. Your child, your 12-year-old sister or your daughter, she's being trained. Now I'm asking this story, what is the moral of the story? What is the moral behind that story? What lessons does your sister learn or your daughter learn from that?
That this is life.
That they're cohabiting with the father.
That this happened.
No, no.
This is life.
This
happens.
No, no.
That there is sin in this world.
Yes.
And that people do sin.
No, no. When we tell a story, you see in South Africa, your books of pornography are banned. What I can buy from Kennedy Airport in America, I've been to America, and from Heathrow, if I take it to South Africa, and if they catch me with it, I go to jail for 2 years. But he said, this is it's life, man, life. This is what's happening all the time. He said, you don't bring this into the country, you're going to pollute people's minds. Books of pornography. Jimmy Swaggart has written a book on pornography, and he tells you the dangers of this type of literature. You wouldn't like me to present your sister or your daughter with a book, of pornography, would you? Would you?
Certainly not.
Right. So, in other words, why? But it's a fact of life. It's going on every day.
Because this is a fallen world, yes.
Right. But now, you said, no, you don't give this to my sister or my daughter, even to your wife. If I came to your house in your absence or in your presence and I started showing her, pornographic pictures, you're going to go berserk. You have every right to throw me out. Am I right? If I try to show your mother.
Yes, very much so.
Right? So now
I do not allow that in my house to this day.
Beautiful. That means you have still the morals are still there.
Yeah.
But now in a book of God, you're describing the situation night after night, the daughter is seducing the father. And they get bastard children being begotten. And these bastard children are blessed in that book. The Ammonites and the Moabites, when the Jews came out of Egypt, they were told to kill the Palestinians, men, women and children. Not even animals were to be spared. Nothing that breathes must live, they were told. But the Ammonites and the Moabites I shall not touch, because they are the children of Lot, having cohabited with his daughters. What's the moral? What is the moral of that story? What lesson do you learn to your benefit? Dr. Vernon Jones, an American psychologist of great repute, he carried out experiments on groups of school children to whom certain stories were being read. And he said that these stories made certain slight but permanent changes in character, even in a narrow classroom situation. Whatever you tell the children of a certain age group, same age group, you tell them a different type of stories, and these stories have permanent effect on people's characters. They do. You read this, in my country there were a couple of white guys caught for cohabiting with their daughters, and they said, well, it was written in the Bible, and there's nothing wrong with it, because God did not reprimand Lot. He didn't give him AIDS or syphilis or gonorrhea. Nothing happened. No reprimand. Nothing. So it means it is accepted. Then we go a step further. Genesis, chapter 35, verse 22.
I'm not sure I agree with your conclusion.
No, just
don't agree.
Genesis chapter 35, verse 22. 35:22. 35:22. It speaks about Reuben, the elder son of Jacob. He goes and sleeps with his father's wife, means has sex with her.
I understand what that means. Yeah.
Right. Because your sister would understand, sleep with her, so well begin warming her bed, because she must be old. They said, no, he went and had sex with her, and Israel heard it. They told Israel, Jacob, that look, your son cohabited with your wife, that's his mother. And no reaction. There's no reaction. Stop. There's no more context. Then Jacob had so many sons, and through this one and that one and that one, all his sons are listed. But the verse 22 starts at when Israel, when Jacob dwelt in that land, Reuben, his elder son, came in and slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Finish. Close the book. What's the moral? Son cohabiting with his mother. What's the moral of that?
Again, to reveal to mankind that there is sin in the world. And these are the evidences of the types of sin that are committed in the world. Okay? And also shows the shortcomings of mankind. And in showing the shortcomings of mankind, that they are indeed in need of cleansing from their perverted ways.
Does it say that?
Okay?
You
Oh,
see-
throughout the word,
No,
yes,
wait,
it does.
Now you read
Yes, it
there,
does.
Lot cohabiting with his daughters. Is there a single word saying that this is not to be done?
Ammon and Moab was not blessed. Okay? They did reap of the wrath of God because of the sins of the fathers. Yes.
Were the Jews not told that kill the Palestinians, men, women and children,
Okay.
but the Ammonites and the Moabites thou shalt not touch?
Oh, there were situations, yes, but they also, though,
No, look, listen
ahead.
carefully, listen
All right.
carefully. What is it? Why? Because they are the children of Lot. Him cohabiting with his daughters. Those bastard children are more blessed than the Palestinians. So they are a blessed people compared to the Palestinians. That's a book, that's a lesson. Reuben goes and cohabits with his mother and not a single word of reprimand. Even the father didn't react. Look man, your grandfather, 80-year-old, if somebody told him that his son, your father, had cohabited with one of his wives, with his mother, he's going to blow his tops. You know that? If he's even paralyzed on one side, he's going to blow his tops and he might have a heart attack. That's human nature. But Israel, he didn't even react. Not one word. He didn't reprimand his son. He didn't give him a slap. He said, you bloody rascal, what the hell you are? What do you do to your cohabit with your mother? There are so many whores in the world, prostitutes. Damn it all, you leave them and you go and sleep with my wife, with your mother. Not one word. Then still Genesis. Don't go out. The types and types of incest. Look, this is a textbook on incest. The types that you can commit. 1 second. Chapter 38 speaks about Judah, the father of the Jewish race. He is going to Timnah to shear his sheep. Chapter 38 verse 15. Chapter 38 verse 15. Judah, the father of the Jewish race, is going to Timnah to shear his sheep. On the way he sees a woman sitting by the roadside. He thinks she's a harlot,
Yes.
a whore, a hooker.
Yes.
So he comes up to her and he says, allow me to come in unto thee, means let me have sex with you.
Yes.
So she said, what will thou give me? He said, I'll give you a kid from the flock, a goat kid.
Yes.
He said, what guarantee that I will give it? You know, you enjoy sex and you go away and you don't send the kid, then I lost out. He said, I want some guarantee, pledge. He said, what pledge do you want? He says, your signet, your ring and your bracelet.
Yeah.
That's
They used
correct.
to wear bangles those days. And your rod that he was holding in his hand.
Correct.
So the old man gave it to her and he cohabited with his daughter-in-law and immediately he made her pregnant. Twins in her womb.
Yes, that's correct.
Right? And these twins, the details that is given how they were born. You know, one puts out his hand through his mother's hole and the nurse ties a scarlet thread. That's all written there.
Yes.
Right? And that guy pulls his hand back inside and then comes out the other guy. So she calls his name Fares. Fares means the guy who breaks the queue, who pushes people aside. And then came out his brother with the scarlet thread called Zara, because Zara means red in Hebrew. Zara means red in Hebrew, because he had the scarlet thread. And these two, children of incest, bastard children, they became the great grandfathers of your God Jesus Christ.
That's correct.
They are the great grandfathers of your God Jesus. So I'm asking, what is the moral you learn? Children of incest, bastard children of the highest order, you go and commit adultery with somebody else's wife or daughter, that's adultery. But incest is worse than that. This guy committed incest with his daughter-in-law, and the bastard children become the great grandfathers of your God Jesus Christ, of their God, because you don't believe that is God. Of your Christian God Jesus. Am I correct?
Yes.
Right. What is the moral of that?
I see a couple of purposes there.
Yes.
Number one, when they tried to have a relationship with the father of two daughters, the purpose was to maintain the seed, and it seems like during that time, maintaining the seed of that family was the most important thing. But going back to what you say, you cannot, just because somebody makes a sin, you cannot blame everybody else. And number three is that he wasn't aware of what's going on because he was drunk, and the two ladies did. So you cannot pass the sin to everybody. You should stop it right there.
No, right. But now, if you have done something wrong in your army, you make one mistake, you're called up. Am I right?
But that's me.
Yes. Any soldier, not you only, every soldier, left, right, left. You're out of step, you pull up. Am I right? In your army, your training. Anything you do that's out of line, straight away you're pulled up.